Good morning. Happy Sunday, everybody. Captain Coder here. We are. Oh, we got to get our. 1 second. We got to get our ticker working. But yeah, happy. Let's see, is my mic coming through? It is. It is. Happy Sunday. We got some people. Daniel, MMO Pug, and Smab already in the chat. Happy Monday. Happy Sunday, my friends. Happy Sunday, my friends. We're going to see. We're going to see how I do today. I have a little bit of a throat thing going on. I don't feel sick. I don't feel sick, but I'm worried I'm about to get sick. So we'll see how long my voice will last today. This is the first time I've spoken today, so I don't know if it's going to be a problem or not. But we're going to see how far we can get. We're going to see how far we can get. Daniel put together this awesome video for me to help me get Restream working. So it looks like we will now have communications relayed between Twitch and YouTube, but we'll see. We'll see how that works. We'll see how that works. The Twitch ones are definitely going to YouTube right now, so that's exciting. That's exciting. But we'll see if the YouTube ones come to Twitch and whether or not they show up on the screen. I'm not sure if they will. That said, I need to get my ticker going here. So let's get this open. Ticker. Right. And refresh this boy. Hey, it's gonna say happy Saturday, so we're gonna switch to happy Sunday. And we're gonna figure out our goals, our primary goal. Add a little polish. Okay. All right, but yeah, happy Sunday, everybody. So nice to see all of you. Ooh, Smap, thank you for doing the test for me. I appreciate that. It does work. Let's see, did it show up on the stream? It did. Restream did pass it through. I don't know if I like that or not, but we'll find out. We're going to keep it going. I don't get a lot of chatters on YouTube, but I think part of that is because I ignore the chat on YouTube not intentionally, but often on accident. All right, so we'll see how we do. We'll see how we do. We got our little selves a conduit for transferring that information between the two. Let's see, did I save that? Let's try again. Refresh. All right, so yesterday, the last 20 days, been working on this a while now. Let's get Unity open. But we are finishing up Radar. Happy Sunday, my friend. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's so nice to see you. So nice to see you. How you doing today? How's everybody doing today? Give me a little update on everybody. Everybody, let's have a little thing where we say how we're doing today. I'm doing well. I think I might be getting sick. I don't feel sick yet, but I'm feeling a throat thing starting. It started last night, and that makes me sad. Yeah, I'm not sure, Daniel. I'm so new. Daniel's teaching me all kinds of things about streaming, so I love that. Well, I take it one step at a time. One step at a time. My partner, she was sick for a long time, 9 days, something crazy. I think she might have had the flu, and so we are. Yeah, so she was sick, so I'm hoping I was happy that I didn't get it, but it looks like it may have finally caught up to me. But we'll see. We will see. Unity's opening for us here, but we've essentially put together all of the different components. All of the different components that I want to be able to use in this game exist. So we're gonna see if maybe just add a little bit of polish to it. Maybe add a start screen where you can select. So when the game boots up, when the game starts up, you can select continue or new. Oh, that's rough. That's rough, Radar. I hope that's not too bad. Well, yeah. So I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, but today I really just want to try and finish this project up. And we're going to see if we can move forward onto the next project. This one has taken me a lot longer than I thought to get through. I was thinking this would be about 14 days 14 to 15. We're on day 20 now. A Discord bot. What's a feature? I don't. Again, I'm so bad at. I'm such. You know. I don't want to say I'm old, but I'm starting to feel like I'm older than a lot of people using these things. I don't know what feature. See, a Discord bot feature. What's a Discord bot feature that I'd like to see? It's a good question. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm failing. I would love. Okay, here's the thing. All right, on my Discord, and this would just be something very, very specific to what I'm doing, I think. On my Discord, I use this sign on and sign off. All right, I've been doing signing on and signing off. It would be cool. It'd be cool if there was a bot that would sort of detect this and like log my goals. All right, so it like logs my sign-ons and sign-offs, and maybe makes it so that there's like check boxes next to my items that I can click and turn them on and off. Or maybe makes each one of these items a task that has like the little, you know how you can react with the like check box on it? That would be cool. So for me, I would love to have like some sort of sign on, sign off checklist I can put together and use that to check things off using buttons. So I know like you can add buttons and stuff to roll. So that would be pretty cool. I would probably use something like that. If it was like feature rich and did all the things that I want. That said, you know, in need of something like that, I can get by without it. That's sort of, you know, where I'm at with that sort of stuff. Radar, I'm so sorry. It doesn't like, why didn't it like that pie? I think you were trying to post a link. Yeah, I need to, again, I'm not good at that. Radar, I'm so sorry. So sorry, Radar. It didn't like the .py. It thought you were trying to post a link. Here's what we're gonna do. I know. It thought you were trying to send a URL. So maybe I need a. It's frustrating because what if someone does send a gnarly URL? Anything that's a dot has a link. So I need to add that. Exactly. Thought it was a URL. But I'm so happy everyone's here. Let us okay. So first, all right, here's what I want to do. Here's my to-do list for today. Here's the things I want to get done. We'll see if my voice holds up. I'm feeling fine right now, actually, so that's a good sign. We'll see if my voice holds up. We might just have to take extra breaks today. Sign on. Primary goal. Complete project prototype. All right, I don't need all caps there probably. Complete project prototype. All right, so the first one is like add start screen. And that has a continue / new character button. I don't think that'll be that hard to do. We'll find out. Yeah, I might just disable auto. So here's the thing, the auto mod feature has saved me in the past. The auto mod feature has saved me in the past. So I just need to add a whitelist. So there is a whitelist. Exactly, Smab. It has saved me in the past. I've had someone come in and spam a bunch of stuff before. So I think it's annoying, but it's okay-ish, maybe. I don't know. All right, so we're gonna add a start screen, continue a new character button. Then we are going to add armor shop, add potion shop, or maybe an item shop, some sort of magic shop, items, potions, something along those lines. And then let's see, what's the last thing we want to do here? Add more monsters. That's essentially it. We're adding some polish. We're gonna add more monsters / second location. cemetery maybe. And that's essentially it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get that done. If we finish all of these, we wrap it up, package up, ship it off, and I think we're good to go. But that's essentially, we're gonna complete the prototype project hopefully today. I'm looking at this list now going like, well, man, it might be tomorrow. It might be tomorrow. Everything's there, but generating actual content's a little bit difficult. But we'll see. Armor shop shouldn't be too hard because we already have an armor shop. Potion / item shop. Put a healing potion in there. We'll put some bombs in there maybe. And then more monsters. But adding monsters I think might be tough. Because we have some pictures we can add in. We'll see. We'll see. Let's update our ticker. Let's update our ticker here. One moment. Stand by. All right. There we go. But happy Sunday. Mañana. That's exactly right, Smab. Mañana. That's our goal. I want to start a new project mañana. It turns out the RPG, adventure RPG, is probably is a huge project. In my mind, it's like, oh, it's simple because the interactions are relatively simple. But an RPG game and an adventure game, oh man, is it complex. There's too many things going on here. So it's going to be interesting to turn this into a full-blown project. That's going to take me, that might be a spring break project for me. We'll see, but let's hop in. Let's create a start screen scene. I suffered from crazy feature creep. You're right. I suffered from a crazy feature creep in this project. I got to get better at that. It was too much fun. That's part of it. It was fun. All right. Intro. Title screen. All right, so we're gonna add in a title screen. We're gonna add in, oh, we haven't made a new scene in a while. UI. Add a background image. And we'll make the background image take up the whole scene. Boop. All right, let's get a background image in here. Let me open up a web browser. We're gonna generate a background here. All right, we got, bear with me for a moment here, people, while I log into the AI generation content. Oh yeah, Smab, absolutely. So part of me was, figuring out as I went. But if I had written out all of this stuff, you're right, it would have been a lot straightforward as far as programming goes. Not to say that I didn't, look, I had a lot of fun doing it. I had a ton of fun doing it. But there's a lot there. It really wasn't like a true, point and click text adventure. The combat system. All right, so there's a couple things, lessons learned, right? So you always want to do a lessons learned thing. All right, let's do a, what do we want our background to look like? Our background, let's do inside of a castle background. It's not as fun at all. Inside of a castle, inside of a medieval castle, title screen for an RPG, background of a title screen for an RPG inside of a medieval castle, digital art. Let's try that. Good morning, Mike. Happy Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Welcome aboard. Happy to have you here. Happy to have you here. But yeah, speaking from experience, Smab, putting it on paper, not so fun. Ooh, this one came out kind of nice. I'm gonna go with this. I like this. All right, we're gonna get some chunkage. We're gonna spread this guy out. And we'll just add in digital art here. Let it generate to its heart's content. But yeah, sort of building it up as you go. It's more fun, for sure. And it's helped me flesh out a lot of ideas. I really like that. Go this way. I really like that it has like this title board. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna put the words Adventure Quest in there. And then down in this area we'll have sort of the start stuff. But yeah, radar UI stuff is a little bit tricky. Well, that's interesting. I hate all of these. Might have to erase this thing over here on the left to see if it. Let's try one more generation. I might have to erase this chunk here to get it to just generate blue. There's a the AI is sort of this dividing line there, and so it's not doing the blue background, which is fascinating. All right, we are going to try something here. Let's try erasing that. See if it can generate better that way. That's so funny to me. All right, come on. Radar 4, me too, just from a, come on, really? All right, this one's pretty good. Let's get rid of this chunk here. Yeah, Dolly saves a ton of time just for prototyping. I think that's okay. I think that's gonna work all right. This thing here seems fine. For the most part, we're only gonna be seeing this middle part. Why does it want to put some thing there? Go, why? All right, digital art. Let's go with like blue sky. It really wants to put some text there. This feels like a logo. I want to have someone's signature down here. That's really funny too. Come on, that one's okay. All right, we're gonna have a little moon there. Fine. 1920 by 1080. We need to be a little bit taller. So let's have this out. I did give it a logo size space. Absolutely. Let's start on this side because I like it better. See if it'll generate something nice that we can pull across. Oh, I should have gotten rid of blue sky. I should have said just digital art. But yeah, I had a logo size space. I was like, I'm gonna just put a logo in there. Put a nice little logo in there. Ooh, this looks good. I like that. Some of these are cool. I like some of these are just really neat abstractly. All right, we're going with this one. And we'll come across. Get rid of blue sky. Yeah, we're gonna see if my throat holds out. See if it holds out. That one seems okay. All right, I don't like this fake signature here. We'll see what that does. Oh, but yeah, I love me some Dolly. I need to get using Leonardo AI a little bit more as well because I have access to it. It seems really cool. Okay, all right, I'm fairly happy with this. First one seems good. All right, let's download it and let's go ahead and move it over. We're gonna rename this bad boy. Title screen question mark. And get it into our repository. Stand by, please. AI art background title screen. There we go. Toss it in there. Let us come in here. And actually, rather than having it stretch out, let's have it be centered. Assets, sprites, backgrounds, title screen. Plop it in there. And title screen, set native. All right, canvas. Okay, so, oh, the canvas, hang on. We need this to be overlay, but scale with screen 1920 by 1080. There we go. And we'll pull this image down. Actually, we'll have it align at the top here. There we go. I think. I haven't used Midjourney Radar. I've heard good things about it though. I've heard I heard you can easily get it working on your own computer as well. Daniel says, I'm doing okay. Just helping out with my friend's website mobile version because his PC version is already good, but the mobile version needs some work done. This is for a website? Oh yeah, my friend's website on a mobile version. Yeah, getting it working on different spots can be challenging. What are you using? Are you using Bootstrap, custom CSS? What are you doing to try and make it in that regard? Okay, cool. So we'll add a little title in there. We're going to use our prefab font, prefab, UI elements, add in some text here. And see if we can get, say, adventure quests at the top. Bring that to the top here. And we'll make that a little bit bigger. We'll have this actually try 100 adventure quest. Excellent. All right, let us do a center thing here. Let's resize it. And we'll put it in the top center, which isn't actually the center of this thing. So let's shimmy that over just a little bit. Hello? See if I can get, oh, why can't I move you? Let me move you. Adventure quest, perfect. Just a Wix site, gotcha, title. And then we'll have a little menu here for start new game or to go to load a game. All right, so we have two things here. So we're gonna add in an empty object, and that's gonna be our menu. And the menu is gonna have an image on it, and it's gonna have the dialogue image on it. So let's search for dialogue. We got the small dialogue image on it. All right, so the small dialogue image is set up so that it's sliced, so that when we resize it, what button did I press? There we go. It sort of stretches out the corners, the edges and whatnot move along with it. All right, don't like, I think I might need to edit this picture so that this thing in the top is actually centered, which is kind of funny to me. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of an opacity so we can see some of that nice background in there. What happens if I try and center this? Alt Shift. And then I'm gonna shimmy it down a little bit. Venture Quest. All right, we're gonna have two buttons. This box is gonna be way too big for two buttons. but we're gonna add 2 buttons to it. All right, so our button, we need a 1 button, 2 button, and this button's gonna be, first button's gonna say, create new character. And then the second button's gonna say new character. So I'm gonna say continue adventure. Continue adventure. All right, and let's make our menu have a nice little layout on it, I suppose. Layout, or vertical layout. So these are gonna line top to bottom. Vertical layout group. We're gonna make it so that this will control the width. It's gonna control the width, so it'll resize them. Doesn't control the height and doesn't expand the height, so it sort of slaps them together like that. We'll give them some spacing and some padding on all the sides. It's got a nice little thing there. And then this sort of informs me that we can resize the menu here a little bit. Let's try 500 width, 500 by 300. Maybe I just have it sort of 200. That seems fine. That seems fine. So nice little scene to start. Create new character or continue adventure. And so there's a couple things we got to check. If you click continue adventure, it checks to see if there is a character that's been saved. And if not, it'll say, oh, no adventure saved. Let's go into create new character. So we'll play around with that. That's something I'll have to learn here. All right, so we got this nice little scene. That wasn't too hard to slap together. Okay, and now we just got to wire it up. So we're going to create a controller for this start screen. So create folder. Try again. Create folder. All right, first try it worked. This is our title screen. All right, Daniel, as always, you're welcome to lurk. I hope you enjoy your audiobook. Take care, my friend. Title screen controller, like this. And our title screen, it's gonna have this. I'm actually really happy with how quickly this title screen came not looking terrible. Doesn't look amazing, doesn't look terrible though. It looks like a title screen. All right, so our title screen sort of has 2 options: public, void, create new character, and public void continue adventure. All right. And we should maybe do one thing where continue adventure might be grayed out when the game starts up if there is no player data saved, right? Let's look at how we do that. That's in our player character. I believe we have an encode, decode, store and restore. So we've set it in the character settings there. So we need to sort of load. Yeah, so we'll go to the menu screen. We'll go to the town screen if they click begin. So we want to check that there is something here. All right. So we're going to check that in our player prefs, if there is a character, that means we can do something. That means we can probably load it. So we're going to say if, what does it return if it's not there? Returns the value corresponding to the key in the preference file if it exists. What else do we got? Has key. All right, so we're going to say if player prefs dot has key character. Actually, we're going to make it that if we don't have a key, we're gonna just make that button disabled when we start up. Protected void, awake, like this. So we're gonna say if it doesn't have the key, if there's no character, we're gonna disable the button. So we need a reference to that button. So we're gonna go private button, continue button, and it's private. So we're gonna follow convention underscore here. We'll go ahead and serialize this field. For the continue button, we gotta import that from the Unity engine.ui. And then we're just gonna attach this button here. We have to actually first create empty. It's gonna be our title screen controller. We can add in our title screen controller script there, and our continue button is this one here, continue adventure. And so when we wake up, we're gonna actually have this be disabled. Where is that by default? Is not interactable by default. And if they happen to has a key there, I think it's interactable equals true. All right, so when we wake up, if we have that there, my editor thinks interactable is not a real word. When we click continue adventure, we just transition to the town. So do location L. Let's get this to load in. Import location dot town dot transition. Player character is going to be our player character dot restore, I believe. Okay, like that. And so we should be able to continue the adventure. Meneliki, my friend, welcome aboard. Thank you for the Super Meat Boy thumbs up. I love it. It warms my heart, makes me smile every day. I love Super Meat Boy, one of my favorite games of all time. But welcome back, welcome aboard. How are you doing this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening, wherever you happen to be in the world? How are you doing? Well, you said morning, so I think it's morning wherever you are. Meneliki, it's so nice to have you here again. Let's see. Well, and if we click the create new character, this should be location.character.creator.transition, and it's gonna be a new player character. New character. Ooh, can we? All right, I think I need a default character. I'm doing really, really well. I was thinking I was getting sick. I think I might still be, but I have a little throat thing going on. I feel fine, but there's a little bit of a, what do I want to say? I don't feel coughy or congested, but there's like a lump forming in my throat. Does that make sense? But I'm being positive, sending it positive energy. I think I'm not gonna get sick. I think I was worried that I would start talking and suddenly my voice would be killing me, but that's not the case. So when we transition to the character creator, we should have sort of like a default character. Moonis, nice to see you, my friend. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. How are you? But yeah, Meneliki, hopefully finishing up this project today. Go to our player character here. Let's import this. And I want to have a generic character. All right, so we're gonna do a public static read-only player character. Default. This is interesting. Because when we go to the character creator, we don't need new character. All right, we're gonna do this. New player character, new character, abilities dot role trait manifest dot default, and portrait would be knight 1. Try that. Moonness says, doing good. Had a good climbing session yesterday. Great, great. That's an in-gym. So you go climbing at a gym, or did you outdoor rock climbing? I think you mentioned that you do like rock gym climbing. You don't do a lot of outdoor climbing. Is that correct? All right, and then here, gotcha. That's awesome. You do mostly bouldering. Is that also true? Awesome. Awesome. Glad to hear. Yeah, I love rock climbing. I need to get back into it. Okay. Trying to put together our sort of title screen here so we can package this up, ship it off, and have a, not necessarily a fun game, but a playable game is what we're going for here. So, all right, if we play this, should be able to click, ooh, continue adventure, did not. That's interesting. All right, hang on. If we have a key, I did this wrong. If we have a key, it's interactable. And in fact, I can do this. Continue button. Continue button dot interactable. It's equal to player prefs dot has key character. Like this. All right. So we're interactable if we happen to have a player saved, otherwise we are not interactable. Let's give it a shot here. All right, so we have a continue adventure. Well, I gotta wire this up. I didn't wire it up, hang on. When we click continue adventure, our title screen's going to continue adventure, and when we click new character, our title screen's going to create new character. All right, first try. Let's see if we can get it on the first try. Continue. All right, so we're here. I have my previous character. Okay. If I select new character, I should be able to create a new character, and then I need to clear out my player stuff there. Moon is, I'm an indoor climber, so only indoors. That's what I thought. All right. We'll name this character Bobby Boy. Create character status. We got Bobby Boy. Okay. So now it should be stored. So I should be able to start up again. And click continue adventure. And be Bobby Boy. Okay, so we can create new players. We can continue our previous adventure. I want to make sure. That if I don't have my player prefs there, it will not let that happen. So I'm clear all player prefs. There we go. So when I boot up here, I shouldn't be able to click continue adventure. I have to create a new character. All right. So we'll go with Steve. Create the character. And now we have ourselves a Steve. All right, we got a little bit. We can go shopping a little bit. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. We got ourselves a little title screen there. Can buy ourselves a better weapon. We can equip that better weapon. We can go looking for some trouble. Can kill a slime, maybe. Can try to kill a slime. The slime keeps dodging. There we go. We can get loot. There's no like exit and save, which is interesting to think about. You would just close the program when you were done if you were finished. All right, so we got our title screen done. That was the first thing I wanted to get in there. When it says, I do actually have a small climbing gym in my garage. It's a 3x3 meter, 3x3 by 4.5 meters. So 3x3, and then 4.5 meters tall. But we haven't isolated enough, so we can't really climb now during the winter. Gotcha. That would be interesting to have your own climbing gym my partner's super fit, super into fitness. We have a pretty nice gym. We have a lot of gymnastics type equipment, so pads on the ground, a punching bag, a sparring equipment, springy things. I don't know what they're called. I'm not really that into fitness myself, but I really appreciate that we have sort of an in-house gym. They're not trampolines, no, they're like pads that are filled with air that you jump on for balance, but you can like spring. They're really springy. They're not trampolines though. But yeah, what are the springy things saying? No, not trampolines. Thank you. All right, so I just cleared out my player preference. I should not be able to click or hang on. I think I just got distracted. Clear all player prefs. The springy springs. Yeah, Menaliki, we're almost done. I'm saying done with the prototype, and then I'm gonna move on. I'm pretty sure tomorrow I'm gonna be starting my next project. All right, so we can't do that. Excellent. I'm super happy with this. My next project is going to be a open roads. Hang on, Sky Roads. It's gonna be a Sky Roads. So the next one is gonna be a sort of clone of Sky Roads. The idea is to make a 3D game that uses physics. Yeah. So 3D game with physics. Mike says, sounds like springy things. Yes, exactly. The springy things. Okay. All right. Oh, I was going to check this off my list. I got this part done. Let's update that. So we added a start screen. Like that. So update my ticker. Okay. And we're going to add an armor shop, add a potion shop, then hopefully add some more monsters, and then we can wrap it up, ship it out, and start working on the rest of the project right up. Okay, so where are we? Shop scene. Okay, so I want to, so this is mostly code stuff. Oh, Smab, thank you, my friend. Smab, always keeping me honest. I love it. Actually, before we even do that, I have to make a pull request. Snow, Rave, buried in the snow, buried in the tundra. We are going to merge this in because this is a new feature. We just added a new feature here. So we're gonna go over that real quick. Yeah, so I want to merge. Let's do a pull request. Let me get myself all logged in over here. Just a moment, bear with me. Rave, I hope you're not too buried. How much snow did you get? You got an inch or how do they measure snow in Canada? In the United States, we measure it in inches, which is, an archaic form of measurement. So I'm just curious how it's measured there. So centimeters, that makes sense. In my mind, I was going to measure it in meters. Centimeters, that makes a lot more sense than where my mind was going. All right, let's get this logged in here. Millimeters, okay. It's a meter above around the car, nothing is moving. Okay, so it's everything. So when it snows that much, so when I was in Massachusetts, when it snowed that much, everything's basically shut down for the day. There's enough infrastructure to like clean it up. Is that similar? As soon as it stops snowing, they can like plow it and shovel it and clean it up. Okay, so we are gonna do a pull request here. So anyone who hasn't done a pull request before, here's what we've been doing. I've been working on a branch called Combat System. We just finished the combat system, so we're gonna merge that into our development branch. We're gonna merge it into our development branch. I'm gonna use GitHub's pull request feature to do it. All right, and I'm gonna pull from my combat system into my develop branch. All right, from combat system into my develop branch. And so you can see I have had 49 commits on this feature branch, and we don't want to do too much pollution on our development branch. So in a big work environment, you might have lots and lots of people, but we've made a ton of changes, 220 file changes. That's a lot of that thing is just adding assets, but this is going to become, we're going to do what's called a squash merge, where we squash it down. All right, so this is a big feature, implement combat system. All right, and then you would essentially come in here and you'd write about all of the things that your combat system does. And so we're going to create a pull request though. And if I had more people, you'd say, I want someone to review this. They come and give you comments on it. We're going to create a pull request. And this would allow someone to come in and see all of the new things and all of the changes before you finish. So Smab, I'm going to show you, you're not going to lose all of the history. So when you do the smash merge, you're going to be able to see all the individual things you were doing. You do lose the individual commits. You're correct, but we don't actually need all of these commits. All of these commits are just like, a lot of them are like little tiny itty bitty things that don't matter. But the big commit is that we've implemented a whole feature. So depending on how your company does it, this might have needed to be a bunch of smaller commits, smaller features. So we've actually implemented a bunch. Maybe you're right. Maybe this does get merged in each one of these things. Man, that makes me think I should have probably been doing this a little bit differently then. Yeah, but what we care about is the end goal. You're right. Smab is right. We would lose the historical trace. If you were at a company with, so here's the real issue. If you're at a company, everyone would hate you right now anyway, because you have 220 files. No one could do a code review on this. It's really what it comes down to. No one could possibly do a code review on this. It's too big to begin with. This would have had to have already been a bunch of smaller pull requests and reviews. So let me start there. I'm one of those XCommit text guys. Smab, you're absolutely right. So I'm not going to do a squash merge. Ideally, though, so if I was at a big company that had a repository that had 25 or more people working on it, you don't want to be getting 100, 200 commits into your development, into your main branch every day, because that's what would happen. That's essentially what would happen. To be too much to follow. You want to say, look at it and be like, what happened here? You want your commits to be small and concise and explain the story of how you got there. And that's what we're currently doing. Exactly, Smab, exactly. I probably would have already had 20 PRs by now. Essentially, almost every day I would have a PR with like, oh, every time I have one of these feats would probably be a PR, right? So every time I add a new feature, there'd be a PR that I need to do. So I'm not going to do a squash merge. I think you're right. Instead, I'm just going to do a regular merge in here. But you could set up like continuous integration that runs your tests, make sure they work, but people can come in and review it. And you're absolutely right. I probably should have been doing lots and lots of PRs at this point. And so I'll try and keep that in mind in the future. I just got excited here. But yes, we're going to go ahead and merge this in. If you did a squash merge, and we're not going to do the squash merge. I'm scared to do this. You end up with the following thing here, where it says all of your commits sort of get broken down. And so your squash merge, you could have all of the little different things that you had in there. All right. And then if there's multiple people working on it, you get them all co-authored in there as well. Right, but we're going to just do a regular merge. Go ahead and confirm it. But yeah, I've worked at companies that don't do squash merges, and I've worked at companies that do squash merges. Exactly, Smab. The squash merge would look like one giant commit. So anyone who's wondering, it takes all of it, reduces it down to a single commit, and does and squash it together. Exactly, Rave. So a lot of times you might be working on something. The idea is you want people to look at in your you want to know if you want to be able to easily revert a change that's breaking something. That's the big one. Is if you want to know if someone's feature that they just did merging in, if that broke something, you want to be able to undo it without having to undo all of these commits. So if I go look at my main history now. All right, so let's look at my main history. If I go to my develop branch here, I know that I merged in here, but I'd have to undo all of these commits to undo that merge. So how do you undo a merge? That's one of the biggest problems if you don't do a squash merge, is now it's very, very painful to undo that merge into the develop branch. That's one of the biggest benefits. The other one is you're able to sort of see the history more easily in here. But each one, I have like lots of different features. So really each one of these little features should have been a merge into the main branch. That's really what it should have been. So as Smab was saying, I probably should have already had, it would be to get rid of these work in progress commits where nothing significant happened. Or these refactor ones where nothing particularly significant happened. But I think Smab's right. We don't want to lose all of this history here. And I should have been doing smaller PRs. But that, you know, since I'm the only one working on it, there's no reason to get a code review. It's not true. There's always a good reason to get a code review. I have no one to give me a code review. All right, so we got that merged in. So now, in my on my computer, I'm gonna check out the develop branch. Oh, I've made changes to things. Hang on, we're gonna check this out. We're gonna make this branch the title screen. We're gonna commit this feat, implement title screen. All right, and we'll publish that. And then we'll check out our develop branch, pull that. All right, so ideally you would have a much smaller, all right, so we're gonna create another pull request now from our title screen into our develop. So ideally you'd have a much smaller commit that's easier to review. So you'd have a feature implement the title screen, and maybe it had some smaller stuff in there. And so now this would be much easier to review. And I know I don't need to review these, but it'd be much easier to review. It's like, oh, I added this thing here. I added this picture. We created a default character. All of these chunks. Well, that's also the main reason you want. So merging more often, it does avoid merge conflicts. If you're on your own branch, it's not that big of a deal. But merging into the main, that is a good reason. Avoiding merge conflicts. Good communication within your team will also help with that. And working on your own branch. But yeah, merge conflicts in the main. So like this. Really, this feature here that I added is almost nothing. But at a lot of workplaces, it might make sense to do the following. My Unity, you know, if I broke this up into smaller commits, it would have been, oh, this thing got committed separately from the image, from this thing. So you can imagine I did another thing where I made a commit just when I added the title screen. I made a commit just when I edited this thing. I made a commit when I just edited this thing. Really, there's not a big reason to have those 5 different commits. and it's really one big feature commit. And so that's where the squash merge would make sense. The README could do with a bit of updating. Yeah, that's true. Very true. All right, so we're going to merge this into our develop branch. And we'll go ahead and delete that branch. We'll come back down here. Git pull. Okay. README could definitely use some upgrading. Some updating for sure. All right. What are we doing here? To-do list, help me. Oh, we're gonna add an armor shop. That shouldn't be too hard, I hope. All right, so we're gonna do a git checkout add armor shop. This is my feature branch that I'm doing. All right, so I'm gonna do a feature where we're adding in an armor shop. All right, thank you. Thank you for that information. Yeah, you're probably a good idea to rerun the tests. I only added new things and didn't write any tests, so if something broke, I would be quite surprised. There we go. 41 tests. You need a lot. I probably should have more than that, but I'm pretty happy that I did write some tests. Okay. Armor shop. How does my shop transition work right now? So when I go to my shop, I need to be able to specify which shop I'm going to. All right. So I need an additional sort of transition type thing here that has more than just a player character, but we need to be able to set what shop we're going to. Because I do have, if we go to our shop controller, I'm assuming that I just sort of load in. Yeah, I just create this thing. So I need sort of different shops available. So let us create in our model a new folder shop. I already have a folder called shop. Create a new folder, a new file called shops. It's gonna be our static, sort of like the way we've done with enemies. We're gonna have a static class here called shops. Okay. Doesn't extend this, and shops is going to sort of have like our different shops. So it's going to have we have a shop class. Yeah, we'll have, so maybe I need a shop builder here as well. I'm not sure. For putting together the inventories, that sort of thing. Because I want to have public static static Wilfred's weapons is a shop, and we're gonna fill that in here. So I guess the other way I could do it would be like this, and in our shop controller right now it's sort of this type of thing, and we return shop. So this is Wilfred's weapons. Okay. Do I have any other weapons here? Let's get Unity to compile this. Import all of these things. All right. And Okay, so now in the shop control, the idea is when we start, we need to somehow know which shop we're in. So this shop should be equal to shops.wilfred's weapons. But we need a way to sort of set the shop we're going to. Let's create a second shop. Do I have any more weapons in this? Is what dagger, short sword, long sword, battle axe. Okay. Let us add in Abdul's armor. Okay. Abdul's armor. In the inventory, we're going to add in the different armors we have. Armors dot... hang on. Oops. Armors. Import. Armors. Okay. Armors dot cloth pants, add in leather armor, boots, helmet. All right, those are the armors we happen to have. Abdul's armor. All right, so we should be able to get that. Now we got to make it so that when we transition, we know we somehow need to know which shop to load. And this is where I was thinking it might make sense to a maybe hacky way to do it would be to have a static shop, current shop, have a get and set. And I don't know that this is actually that hacky, because we sort of want this idea of the current shop we're going to, and then have a private static shop under the hood. And by default, it's Wilfred's weapons. And get is just s current shop, and then we're set is just current shop equals value. Oh, I don't even need this here. This can just be get set default is Wilfred's weapons. Okay, and when we come to our shop, we're just gonna say current shop, shops.current shop. I think this should work. And then in our, before we transition, so in our town scene, rather than enter shop, we're gonna have enter and then specify a shop you want to go to, but it might just make sense to have enter weapon shop. Let's not do this here. It's gonna break some stuff. But yeah, enter weapon shop, enter armor shop. And before we actually transition, we set shops.current shop is equal to shops.Wilfred's weapons. And then similar here, this one sets it to Abdul's armor. And now in our town scene, let's see if we can add a button. And this should be pretty straightforward. Add a button and just selects which one we go to. Town. Like this. And our buttons. Weapon shop. And this should be armor shop. Like that. And we'll make this say Abdul's armor. And we can reposition it. So armor shop, move that down here. And have it so that when we click on the appropriate button, Abdul's should go to armor shop and weapon should go to weapon shop. Let's give it a shot. Wilfred's weapons, Abdul's armor. Excellent. That works. Something terrible's gone wrong here. Which is scary. Oh, is our character, we have no character. We have no character because we've gone to the town without ever creating a character. Let's go to the title screen. We gotta create a character first. Create a character, Bob. Alright, so now, okay. Alright, so now I can get to those without an issue. Nice. Let's see here. Working man, happy Sunday, my friend. How are you this morning? How are you? It's nice to see you. It's been so nice having you pop into the streams. You feeling sick? Me too. This is crazy. Everyone's sick. Everyone's sick. I'm not feeling too sick. Actually, I don't feel sick, but I have a throat thing. Feels like a throat thing's coming on. I thought I wouldn't be able to stream very long this morning, but it doesn't. My talking doesn't seem to affect it all that much. Yeah, mentally he puts on mask. If I breathe into the mic, can I get my audience sick? Got it from me. That's how I feel. Yeah, my partner, she was sick for the last like 9 days, and then I didn't get it, so I was feeling lucky. Like, oh, good. The flu vaccine worked for me. But apparently, we'll see. I'm not sure if I've actually dodged it. I'm not sure if I actually dodged. All right, so adding a new shop was really, really easy. Let's add in an item shop as well. All right, and then, so we got Wilfred's weapons, Abdul's armor. What's a good name for an item shop? Someone give me a good name for the item shop. Maybe Pete's Potions, or it's like a miscellaneous shop. I'm gonna call it Potion Shop for now. I'm looking for good names. Looking for good names. So it's gonna be a shop that has a health potion, and then some bombs. All right, new bomb, fire bomb, new bomb, ice bomb, new bomb, water bomb. All right. And so I don't know what name I want to call it. Maybe must have got it. Let's see. Margot's Magic. Over on YouTube we got Neutral Potion Shop, Margot's Magic. Yeah, so Neutral, give me a second here. I'll do a high level overview because we're almost done. We're almost done with this prototype, but I'll give you a high level overview in just a moment. Let me figure this out. I'm trying to come up with a good name for my potion shop here. Not even a potion. They have a health potion, and it's mostly a bomb shop. has 3 different types of bombs. But we are going to add this to our town scene real quick. Let's do a high level overview for Neutral. Neutral wants to say what's going on with our overview. So I am a computer science teacher. Smab's concerned about my magic strings. I'm gonna say that I'm okay with these ones. I think these ones aren't that bad. They're isolated to a single spot, so I think I'm okay with them. But you're right. Maybe so I would probably want to put these sort of like in a JSON file somewhere and load them from a JSON file if I wanted to really get them working. Let's see. So let's do a high level overview here. So I am creating a project. I'm a computer science teacher. I teach programming and computer science. And this, I'm tasked, I'm teaching a class called Intro to Unity. And so my idea here is we are putting together a project for that class. So adventurequest.captaincoder.org. So if you want to check out the project, you can find it there. There's a link for you. The project is designed to teach students the principles of object-oriented programming. So object-oriented design principles, unit testing with Unity, and then mostly based on interfaces. So Adventure Quest is a text-based adventure game with a somewhat nice UI. I'm doing nice in air quotes because it's not nice. I'm not a good UI designer. But let me walk through all the things you can do so far. All right, so here's the title screen. It's based on Dungeons and Dragons. We create a new character, so you have this character creation screen where you roll your stats. You have a bunch of different stats here. Each stat has some modifier. So this affects your dice rolls. So in this game, you do dice rolls in combat to see who, strikes first, how much damage done, that sort of stuff. So you can generate a character here. All right, so this is sort of the title screen generation. Ooh, that's interesting. I have all of my enemy portraits in there now. That's cool. I didn't think that through. I didn't realize that those were there. But let's create a character here. Lisa the Loud. All right. So we can create a character. Then we sort of have weapon and armor shop. So let's go get ourselves some leather armor to start out. All right. Let's get ourselves some leather armor. So we have shops. You can go to shops. We have a status screen. So the main purpose of this project is to learn how to create the different components of a text-based RPG. All right, so then we have sort of our equipment screen or status screen where we can equip stuff. So we've built sort of a drag and drop equipment interface here. So you can equip, unequip. You can only equip to specific slots. So we spent some time putting that together, creating sort of the inventory. And then we have a very, very simple and combat scene. So we're gonna look for trouble, get some randomly generated enemies. All right, right now you can only get 2, I believe. We have slimes and dark knights. They have different portraits. And then we have sort of, you can attack and the text shows up down here in this box. We have a buff system, so you can have effects, buffs, and debuffs. Right now, the only buff you can have is sort of this defend action, which sort of raises your defense. And it looks like I might die in this combat here. So that would be cool. You could be able to see sort of how the respawn works, which isn't that interesting. All right, so we defeated the knight. The knight has a loot table, drops its loot. We return to town, and that's sort of what we have here. So it's a prototype exploring how do we create the different components of an RPG, a sort of very simple RPG without a lot of stuff. And it turns out, even though it's quite simple, there's a lot of stuff. There's scope creep that you can absolutely have here. All right. Yes. So Daniel, I hope that was, I know I talked, not Daniel, Neutral. I was talking super fast. Sorry if it was super fast. If you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. I love when people ask questions. Happy to go over anything that you might be interested in here. Just let me know. But that's the high level overview of what we have so far. All right. Mab thinks we have too many magic strings. Neutral, we're sort of at the end. So how many percent is the progress so far? I would say I am done implementing new features. So today's sort of the last day. I want to finish make it quote unquote playable today, and publish it. So Smab says 96.4%. Yeah, so I'm done with features at this point. I'm just adding in stuff to make it a little bit more fleshed out. So I'm adding in different shops. And after I add in shops, I'm going to add a handful of new monsters as well. So I would say I'm 95% done, and today's sort of our last, hopefully our last day working on this. Meneliki says A1 alchemy. I love that. A1 alchemy. So we're gonna go with A1 alchemy. But yeah, Smab, you're right. Dire Prism, thank you so much for the follow. Happy Sunday, my friend. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Happy to entertain questions. So let's add in a button here. Smab, you're right. You're absolutely right. We got too many magic strings. I'm gonna let it slide today though, because I'm pushing forward. And in fact, these strings don't do anything, just make it look like this shop has more items than it really does. Yeah, 20 days. Pretty, not too shabby. Not too shabby, I might say. I'm really happy with all the stuff we have there. Illuminati, happy Sunday, my friend. Welcome back. How are we doing today? You're right. This is something that I've been wanting to, like, there's a to-do in here about how ugly this is. You're correct. You're correct. My shop really shouldn't even have, I have a to-do item about how, inventory shouldn't really care about this. It should know who its parent is and use that to render it. So there is sort of a gnarliness there. That's fair. That's totally fair. In fact, I had a little bug. I don't know if you saw me catch my bug here with the Abdul's weapons. Dire Prism, absolutely recommended implementing something as fast and dirty as possible if you plan on changing it later. Yeah, so we're doing a prototype. We're exploring how we might implement this. Not necessarily implementing a full game. So that's something that confuses a lot of people is, well, I'm not actually implementing a game. I'm not making a game. I'm exploring how would I implement a game, which is a little confusing. We're gonna add this potion shop in here. Alan, happy, what's today? Sunday. Happy Sunday, Alan. I'm so glad you're here. And Bio, thank you for the recommendation. Yeah, Smab, it's gonna be a long rewrite. It's gonna be simplified. A lot of things are gonna be simplified. What did Illuminati ask? How's it going? Asking because I'm new here. Are you working in somewhere, or are you full-time indie dev stream? So I'm actually a computer science teacher. I teach programming, computer science, and I'm teaching a class called Intro to Unity. And so this is actually a project I'm creating for my class, which will end up being a full-on write-up on how to go through doing it. So for example, we start all the way at like modeling a die, walking through that, and then having challenges throughout. So this is a class project that I need to explore how to make it before I can turn it into a class project. So that's essentially what's happening. And so, yeah, I'm a computer science teacher. I'm not currently working in the software engineering field, but I worked as a freelance and software engineer. I worked in that field for about 10 years. But I've always wanted to be a teacher. All right, so we're gonna go to our town here. Go back to our town. We want to add in one more button, and this button is gonna be for our A1 alchemy shop. A1 alchemy. So we're gonna add a button in here that when we click on it, we gotta add that to our town hub. The A1 alchemy. Enter alchemy shop. Shops dot potion shop. Let's rename that. Alchemy shop. Robit over on YouTube says, hey, is this for a game jam? I joined Boss Rush Jam, but haven't started working it due to my daytime job. Crying emoji. No, this isn't for a game jam. Good question. This one's not for a game jam. This is a class project. I'm making this for my students. as a teaching tool. Dire Prism, yeah. So my idea is, I don't know if published is the right word, but it is, anyone can access it. But I am gonna flesh it out to be a full-on how you might approach creating a text-based adventure and using Unity to render it. Okay. Let us get this alchemy button in here. Enter alchemy shop. All right. So our alchemy button should go to alchemy shop. Let's have this be relative to the bottom right corner there. 50 minus 50. Let's make our armor shop be relative to the bottom right. But yeah, thank you for asking, Robit. Welcome aboard, my friend. How are you today? Okay, so we got all these shops we can go to. And then we can go looking for trouble. Let's give it a shot. Let's make sure we can go to... Oh, we got to change that text there. Alchemy shop. Yeah, we got some magic strings, Smab. You're right. Got some magic strings here. A1 alchemy. What I should do is I should make a script called shop button, right? And the shop button pulls the name of the shop and puts it on this button for us. That would be the like nice way to do it. Rave, thank you so much for that. That makes sense. That makes sense that you should check out my YouTube. How many projects have I had so far? So let me ask, Neutral, when you ask how many projects have I had so far, are you referring to in my class or are you referring specifically to in general? AstroCat Gaming, happy Sunday, my friend. Welcome aboard. All right, so we can go to the alchemy shop. We can actually buy some health potions now, which was not something we could do previously. All right, so we get some health potions. We can't use them out of combat, which is a little bit annoying, but we'll drink some health potions here. Oh, got smacked by a slime. All right, let's see if we can kill a slime. So if you were to go to my YouTube channel, I've done a few. So YouTube, Captain Coder Live. All right, so we got a couple projects here. This is the second Unity project. Let me say that. This is the second Unity project I've done here. We did a 2D space shooter. Essentially at the original one here. So we did a 2D space shooter. So this was a 9-day, so there's a playlist here with 9 days doing a 2D shooter. Crostics, the reason you're not using scriptable objects. This is going to be a WebGL project, and scriptable objects, I can't transfer them between scenes easily in a WebGL. Good question. All right. So we have that. Sorry if you got timed out there. I don't know exactly why you got timed out. But yeah, WebGL project is essentially, so no scriptable objects because I want it to be a WebGL project. So I've done Space Shooter in 2D. You can watch all of those videos there. I'm planning to turn that one into a write-up as well. I just haven't had the time to do it. And then if you're not doing so many stuff, I created the world's worst blog. And I refactored a chess program to be a little bit better. That said, also I streamed all of Advent of Code, so feel free to check that out. And then on my main channel, let's go check it out. YouTube. Captain Coder. Oh, the blog is just captaincoder.com. .org. It's just me making this website here. The world's worst blog. That's all that one is. And then on my main channel here, Captain Coder, I do videos, not live streams. So I have two here: how to make a weather app in JavaScript and how to create Tetris in Elm. Those are pretty old. They still are pretty work for some, work a bit. And I have videos doing some tutorial stuff if you want to check that out. But yeah, I don't have a ton, but we're having fun here. We're doing some good stuff. But yeah, feel free to check it out. Would love to hear more about what's going. Illuminati says, are you familiar with game market research, or do you know anyone I should follow? Like I follow you to learn from them. I'm pivoting to the company of mine I'm currently, so I actually have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, Smab, I also happen to have a moderation bot over there on YouTube, which I hope is deleting them out. That's a good question. It's a good question. Elm is a programming language for doing web development. Elm is a programming language for doing web development. It's a good question. And Cross Stick, I didn't get a chance to say it, but welcome aboard, my friend. Happy to have you here. UTF-8, happy Sunday. Welcome aboard. We just got flooded with all kinds of chat stuff. That was super fun. Yeah, so thank you so much. That said, I do need to take a quick break here. We've been going for an hour and a half. We're gonna take our first break. I'm gonna get myself a little bit more tea. Get myself some more tea, some more water, and then I would be right back. Menaliki, when I get back, I will talk about. I don't. So let me start by saying I'm not a Unity expert. I've essentially been using Unity in any type of what I call a real capacity for about 1 month. I've only really been using Unity for about 1 month. Before that, all of my Unity work had been really hacky, game jammy stuff. So that said, I don't know that I'm the best person to talk about scriptable object, but I do know that there were limitations with scriptable object in WebGL, and I'm not 100% sure why. But we can look into it a little bit more. But yeah, we're getting tea today. I will be back momentarily. Hang tight. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll be back soon. All right, we got some elm. It's called slippery elm tea. Well, let's turn off these coffee cups here. Maybe. There they go. All right, I'm back. Bio says we still see the camera in Unity. Yeah, I know. But did you see the dancing coffee cups? Did you see the dancing coffee cups? They're the ones that let you know I'm not here. Happy Sunday, everybody. We're back. We are back. We are going to do a little bit of stretching here. Keep ourselves from breaking down if we can. So if you would, I'm gonna encourage you to join me in some stretches here. It's good for you. It's good for your body. Oh, where did the chat go on my main face here? All right, we're gonna go back to just generic so we don't lose the chat. But I thought I had added that in there. I guess I didn't save it. All right, so we're gonna do some stretches real quick. If you're at a computer all day, even if you're not at a computer all day, it's really, really good to get your some stretches in. Get stretches in, get up, move around. You could get what's often called a repeated stress injury from sitting in one spot too long, from typing too much. But we are going to do some stretching. I'm going to do some forearm stretches here today. So I have carpal tunnel in my right hand. And so this stretch is really nice for relieving some of that. Although I'm not feeling any pain, I have a nice ergonomic keyboard. But we're going to do some stretch here. This is one of my favorite stretches that I like to do to keep myself in quote unquote shape. Daniel asks, which project can you recommend for beginners? I think about Tetris or Snake games. So Daniel, let me ask you a question. How much do you know how to program yet? Or are you just trying to get into game development? So there's my usual recommendation. My usual recommendation is to spend 20 to 40 hours learning the basics of programming first. After that, I would say a Snake game is a really reasonable first project. Yeah. So that's sort of my question to you is like, do you have the basics of programming down? It's really hard, or not really hard. It's much harder to learn game development and programming at the same time than it is to learn learn programming, a little bit of programming, and then transition into game development. All right, we're gonna switch. We're gonna pull it down now. All right. So that's sort of my big thing. So, have you done any programming before? SCR tips. Sources, SCR tips. Is that supposed to be scripts biotest and it was just spelled incorrectly? Right. Now we're gonna switch here, shake that out a little bit. Ooh, that's nice. Gonna do a little bit of stretching on our left side now. You have some experience in JavaScript. Okay. So let me ask you, Daniel, are you wanting to learn Unity? Or would you want to build, because you could also build a Snake game in the web using JavaScript in like Canvas or something along those lines. Phaser's another option. Phaser's a good web framework for making a good framework for making games in the web. I've used that at some game jams before. I definitely think Snake would be much easier. It's easier than Tetris. Tetris is one of my favorite games to implement. I want to do a Tetris project in Unity at some point. Now we're going to switch, go the other way. But I would definitely recommend learning to program. And since you already have some programming, you might be able to hop in. The question sort of comes down to like, what do you know? What do you know? Do you feel comfortable doing loops and methods and custom, like your own data structures, like JSON, making custom JSON objects or classes in JavaScript? Because that will affect how you approach a problem for sure. All right, we're gonna shake that out. Do some shoulder rolls next. Do some shoulder rolls. All right. I hope everyone's doing some stretches with me. Get that blood flowing. Go forward now. But in a second here, I'll show you which book I recommend for learning C#. There's a couple books I can recommend for C# if you want to get going in it. Oh, that's good. Go the other way. Get nice and limbered up a little bit here. All right. Okay, so for everyone who's been here with me, if you're over here on Twitch, I'm gonna go ahead and give everyone thank you for hanging out. Thank you for making it through that stretch break. We're gonna give everyone 50 points on stream for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm having a good time. My little treat to you. Jackie, so nice to see you again. All right, so Daniel, in that case, I'm gonna highly recommend here. Let me get this book open. I think this is a fantastic book here. The C# Player's Guide. This is the book I always recommend if you're just starting out. If you're just starting out learning to program, so you haven't done a ton of programming yet, this is what I would say one of the best, if not the best. It's my favorite, one of the best books for learning C#. It focuses specifically on learning C#, not necessarily game development. If you cannot resist, I highly recommend this book. But if you absolutely cannot resist wanting to learn game development at the same time, this book's pretty good. Learning C# by developing games. This book's not terrible. It's not. I do feel like you learn some bad practices if you try to jump right into game development without first learning it. But these are the two books I always recommend. This one first. If you cannot afford this book I think is like $25. Can't afford a book, look up the yellow book. Let's go find it. The yellow book is the other book. Let's see. Learn C#. Do I have a little tag here? Yeah, the other one I recommend. Let me copy this over here to YouTube. Oh, it's too long for YouTube. See if we can get that out there. All right. So these are the other things I recommend if you don't have it. And of course, you know, do a little plug for myself. If you want to learn C#, I have a workbook, c#.captaincoder.org, that I put together. I'm calling this an alpha, so I don't promote this all that often just because it's a work in progress. It's not going to teach you everything you know, but it's going to get you started. It's going to get you started on C#. And so it's sort of a interactive workbook to teach you how to program. And the idea is it's sort of non-linear. It's linear, but not super linear. At the end of each chapter, you get some choice about like, well, what should you do next? There's some ASCII art project, variable basics. So this is a place where you can also start to learn to code in C# specifically. All right. But yeah, Jackie, so nice to see you. Welcome back. Welcome back. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. But let's hop back in here. What are we trying to do? We're almost done. We're almost done. Today's going to be the last day for this one. So we just finished adding in an armor shop. We just finished adding in a potion shop. And now we're going to add in some more monsters. We're going to add in some more monsters. But Daniel, I hope those resources help you. And as always, you're welcome. You're absolutely welcome to join the Discord as well and ask questions there. Lots and lots of people there happy to help. Pomis, let me know if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Hello, happy Sunday, my friend. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. We're gonna update our ticker here. Our ticky-tacker. Ticker. There we go. Okay, so we've made some progress. Yeah, Daniel, it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. And as anyone who doesn't know, I'm a computer science teacher. I am doing this to try and teach, try and help. So questions are always encouraged. Always encouraged. So please ask your question. Feel free to try and boozle me. All right. All right, so we're ready to add in some monsters. Oh, let's do a commit. What were we doing here? Which branch? We're adding an armor shop. All right, so feature, added, add 2 additional shops. Commit, and push that. All right. And next, let's go ahead and merge that into main, into our develop. Git, checkout, jcollar, develop, git pull, git merge, jcollar to add armor shop. All right. Sync those changes up. We're adding some enemies. So we're going to open up our enemies class here. We're going to just find. Here's the chance for audience participation. Some real audience participation. We're gonna create some enemies. Creating enemies here in our game. Let's see. Do I have some images? Do I check out some AI art monsters? These are the monsters. No, we got to make some new monsters. All right. Although some of these straw guys look scary. We're gonna add in some monsters here to our game. Let's go find. Let's see if Open Game Art has any monster portraits for us. Rather than doing an AI generated, let's see if we can find an asset pack. Open Game Art. If you don't know about Open Game Art, Open Game Art is a fantastic place to get assets for your games. More specifically, assets for prototyping a game. I will say if you try and find very, very specific things, you're into trouble. But I like browsing through here and saying like, oh man, this makes me want to make a game. This makes me want to make this game. One of my favorite ones is sort of this tofu. Oh, don't have the tofu guy anymore. I'll have to find it. But we're gonna search for monster portraits. See if we can find some monster portraits. I think I actually have a set that I should use already on my computer. I just gotta find it. Give me a second here. I'm gonna find some monster portraits real quick. I have them. Already have them somewhere. Just a moment. Let's see. I think they're here. Stand by. Who do I not? Interesting. I thought I had them. Oh, maybe we have to go generate some. Then we have to go generate some. I really, really just wanted to find a bunch of monster portraits. Is it possible to take assets from itch.io? Depends. It depends on the assets themselves. Whether or not they are... it depends on the license. So the open game art I like because most of the licenses are pretty they're free. They're free to use for the most part, as long as you do the correct crediting. I had some portraits already downloaded here though. Give me a second. I apologize. But yes, itch.io is another great place to support indie game development, support indie artists. But you can find some really, really nice portrait stuff there as well. Itch.io. So you can search through assets as well. So one of the things you can Google or browse is assets. So we could do something like this monster, or let's just do monsters. Like the monsters and say I want 2D monster. Oh, that wasn't what I wanted. But if I just search for monster, here we go. Monster creatures. Right, these are some assets I could get. Creative Commons. Okay, so maybe we'll use these. Maybe we can use some of these, make them beefy, make them bigger. These might be a little small for ours, but let's try this one here. No thanks, take me to the download for now. Go with version 3. Let's see what we get in version 3. Let's come back to our possible assets folder here. Possible assets, monster fantasy version. Let's extract those here. But yeah, itch is just an awesome, hang on. Extract to, there we go. And it'll scale these up. They just might not be the best size, but let's add in floating eye. Hang on. These are just going to be way too small for us, actually. They're way too small. Yeah, it's super. This is such a good way to, when you're prototyping something, this is like a really good way to do it. Is just find some stuff here. So I'm just prototyping. I'm not trying to make anything super fancy. This is also a great way to find inspiration for somebody like, oh, this makes me want to make a game. So for example, like this makes me want to make a, top-down, this isn't isometric, but like a top-down RPG Zelda style thing. That would be super cool. Battlers, I'm not even sure what this is, but this might be sort of, this might be what I'm looking for, right? And $10 for that I might do. Let's see what's in here. It's a great way to promote yourself, I think, too, if you're an artist. Let's try. See if we can find some art that we can use here though. Possible assets. The one reason I like the open game art site is it happens to be really not easy, but a little bit easier to credit people to track and keep the things you're using first 50. Ooh. All right, so we're gonna do a behemoth. Interesting. These look nice. Okay, we're gonna use some of these. I like this. I like this a lot. I just gotta remember where I got them from, right? So that way I can credit. Let's look at what the license is for these actually. Tyler Warren. What is the license? So you got to be careful. So there might be a license here that says like, oh, well, you can't actually, you know, reload this page here. Free resources. What are my license? Credits. Okay. Unlimited commercial use. All assets purchased through Itch.io are royalty free and are usable in any engine without limitations. All right. So this sort of is telling me, I would have to double check the exact license, but this is telling me I should be okay to do this. The question is, I need to be careful about redistribution. So since I'm going to have my students doing this project, I might not be able to also include these pictures when I give it to someone. That's the real, one of the challenges, is I might not be able to include those. Hang on real quick. Okay. For a sec, my OBS looks like it shut down, but I think we're still going. We still going? Can people still hear me? Looks like I'm still going. Okay. I think I'm okay. All right, let us get some of these in. Who said that? All right, go to our sprites. Go ahead and reload that. Oh no, I shouldn't have reloaded. That's okay. Can I do an undo? Apparently it had an old version saved here. My armor shop's still working. Let's duplicate armor shop. This was going to be A1 alchemy. A1 alchemy. We're gonna put it down at the bottom here. Oh, not the text, hang on. This button should be here. Negative or 50. 50? What's going on here? Oh, I didn't set the actual pivot point. Here we go. Negative 50, 50. All right, we'll make the armor shop pivot from the bottom here. 50, 50. And the A1 alchemy actually needs to go to our alchemy shop. All right, save that. I didn't save my scene here, so that was a mistake. Let's go to our sprites folder. Monsters, we're gonna add in some more monsters. We're gonna get a mimic. I like this wisp. Okay, mimic, wisp. The behemoth. An earth king, a flaming snowman. All right, that's probably enough. That's probably enough, right? New monsters to add. Dragonhawk, a Drakey. Yeah, the flaming snowman might be my favorite. All right, so let's in our portrait database now. So this is our database. How can I get the Pi extension for Phyton? Is it for Python? I have no idea. I'm completely unfamiliar with. I've never used Python. Or do you mean? Yeah, I'm not sure what you're referring to, Pomes. Anyone in chat know anyone in chat able to help Pomes here? All right, so we're gonna add in some portraits here. We're gonna lock this in. Now let's go to our monster sprites. And we are gonna do a dragon hawk. Let's also add in a behemoth. We're gonna add in a mimic. Pomes says, so it marks the hash sign set as error, and I need the extension, but I can't find it nowhere. I'm so sorry, Pomes. I'm not even sure what Phyton. I'm not sure what Phyton is. I'm not sure if you're referring to Python or Phyton. I don't understand the question, so I apologize that I'm unable to help. Go with an Earth King. Ooh, and our Flaming Snowman. That's the one I really need. All right, so we're gonna add a Flaming Snowman enemy. Flaming Snowman. All right, so now in our enemies, we're gonna add some of these in, and we're gonna use our enemy builder to add some in. All right, so let's create a Flaming Snowman. Public static enemy builder. Flaming Snowman. All right, so we got a Flaming Snowman, and I just want to save this string here. This is our portrait. Flaming Snowman equals new enemy builder. Enemy dot builder. Flaming Snowman, and I need this portrait here. All right, so let's give it an attack roll. Traits, trait range, trait dot health. How much health should a Flaming Snowman have? We'll give a Flaming Snowman a 1d6 plus 2 health. All right. And then give it an attack roll here. Ability roll dot parse. It will do 1d6 damage. And its defense range. Ability roll dot parse. Give it a 1d4. Ability roll dot parse. That would be, ooh, Meneliki, I really, really like that. Maybe we could add an effect to the Flaming Snowman so that way it melts on its own. The snowman melts a little bit. I like, that would be such a fun little idea to implement. All right, we got a Flaming Snowman. Let's make a mimic. Mimic. And this is probably just mimic. I gotta go double check in my database what we got. Yeah, just mimic like that. We'll give the mimic 2d6 or 3d4 health. Mimic can have, we'll have it do 2d4 damage and no defense. It'll be have a 0 defense, so if you hit it, you hit it. All right, so we added a mimic. Let us add in a behemoth. Behemoth. How do we spell behemoth? It's an interesting spelling. Behemoth. Behemoth. All right, behemoth's gonna have lots of health. We'll give it 10d, 10 health. Alright. Behemoth, you're going to want to run from this guy. Behemoth does 4d4 plus 6 damage. Alright, Behemoth is scary. Dragon Hawk, Earth King, left. We got a Dragon Hawk. Dragon Hawk. Dragon Hawk. What did I say here? Dragon dash Hawk. Dragon dash Hawk. We'll give it 2d5 plus 4. It'll have a 1d4 plus 2 damage. So not too bad. And then we got the Earth King, which I've misspelled here. Okay, and we'll do an Earth King. We should probably give these guys some different types of loot as well. So Earth King, Earth King, Earth King. And this should not be a Drogon, it's a Dragon Hawk. There we go. Earth King, we'll give it lots of health as well. 6d6 hit points, and it'll do a random edge, 1d20. Big old random range in there of damage. Alright, let's give it a loot table. Alright, loot table. The Earth King is going to give us 5d10 gold worth of stuff. Alright. And it can give us healing potion. It can also give us some armors. Dot chain helmet. I think that's what it is. Can I not import armors? Using armors. Okay. We'll make it so that way the Earth King always drops something. And let's add a loot table to our Dragon Hawk. Our Dragon Hawk give us 2d10 gold. Can give us a health. It can drop up to 2 health potions. Okay. Let's add in a loot table to our Behemoth. Our Behemoth can drop. It's a beefy guy, so it's gonna drop up to 200 gold. And it can give you some health potions as well. Okay. We're just being quick here. Mimic. You'd want to come back and clean this up and massage it, but we're just trying to put some stuff in here to make the game a little bit more playable. You would ideally want to come through and make this a little better. Our Mimic's interesting. It's going to give us a big random amount, 1 to 100 gold worth of stuff. And it's a chest, so there's up to 6 things in it. A health potion. You can do several health potions. Oh, did I make an add item here where I could do like 3? Is that a thing I did? I didn't do that. All right. I didn't do that. I put that there's some other code somewhere else. Kind of up to 3 health potions. It could also have in it weapons. It could have in a long sword. It could have in it a battle axe. It could have in it armors, helmets. It could be full of all sorts of stuff. Right? It's a mimic. All right. So it could have some of anything. A little bit of good stuff. Okay, our flaming snowman. We're gonna make it so our flaming snowman can drop to 20 gold, and it's gonna drop an ice bomb. Can drop ice bombs and fire bombs. Alright, so our flaming snowman can drop ice bombs and fire bombs. Alright, so we got some of this going. Let's add these to our forest. Alright. So our forest can have dragon hawks and mimics and enemies dot snowmen. Okay, so we mostly find slimes here. All right, so 50% of the time we'll find a slime, and then the other 50% of the time we'll find one of these harder enemies, and then our cemetery will put our harder monsters. Enemies dot Earth King. Nope, not Dark Knight. Earth King. And enemies dot Behemoth. All right, so I have 2 areas: forest, cemetery. We'll do the same thing we did with shops, where we sort of have our current shop. And so when you click a button, you'll be able to select which place you're going to. Core, my friend, happy Sunday. How are we doing today? So nice to see you. You're gonna sign on later. Good, good. So our default encounter would be our forest. Okay. And then it was in our cook noodle. Working man, it's good to fight in a cemetery, so when you die, they can just dump you in a hole. No hassle. That's true. Always gotta think of other people. You should put others before yourself. That's why we only fight in a cemetery. Only fight in a cemetery. Am I spelling the word cemetery right? Cemetery. With the cemetery with an E. I spelled it incorrectly here. Cemetery. I was doing a cemetery. Okay, cemetery here. All right, so we have a forest, we have a cemetery, and so we're gonna make it so we can go to either of those in our. Where are we setting this? This should be in our 2 references, observable combatant. Okay, so here we're actually going to set our enemy equal to encounters dot current. I need to rename that from current shop dot build. Okay. The current encounter builder. All right. Like that. Now we can make some buttons. Gonna make some buttons, one for our cemetery, one for our forest, and then I think we might be quote unquote done. Might be quote unquote done, and be able to build it. All right, so looking for trouble. We're gonna duplicate this button. We're gonna have 2 buttons. One of them is gonna be on the center right, and the other one is gonna be on the center left. Okay, we'll set it to be. Oh, I need to set the pivot. Hang on. Pivot 50. And then the other button. Set the pivot and it'll be minus 50. All right, so here's our hacky little town. Look for trouble in the cemetery. And the other one gonna be look for trouble in the forest. All right, so we have a forest button, we have a cemetery button. And so when we click on these, when we transition scenes, before we transition, we are going to set that value. So in our town hub, all right, so in our town hub controller, let's see here, town hub controller, enter alchemy shop. We need 2 more of these. We really only need 1 more. We need to change looking for trouble. So we're gonna call this one enter forest, capital F. And this one's gonna become enter cemetery. All right. Before we transition to that location, we should do encounters, encounter E. Let's get that imported using that namespace. What did I call it? Encounters with an S. That makes sense. Encounters.current encounter builder is equal to encounter builder encounters dot cemetery. And then this one will be forest. And then rather than transitioning to the shop, we're going to transition to combat. Okay. Oh, almost done. Then we got to wire it up. Moving quickly here. We put so much into place that being able to just get these chunks working together has been relatively straightforward, which is nice. Which has been nice. No, I was gonna say no hard coding, but I'm gonna say not too much hard coding. Cemetery. And this one is forest. Core says, was programming my internship for almost 3 hours, resting by seeing another programmer programming somehow fills me with determination again. I know, watching other people program often drives me like, ooh, I want to do that. Jackie, that's a good question. I don't know that there's a particularly big downside. It's the main difference is that they have different features. For the most part, you should probably be using PowerShell. I think, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, PowerShell is sort of like the new shell that Windows provides. So it's more feature rich than the CMD. So I'd say that's probably the biggest reason to do PowerShell is it's more feature rich and supported, whereas CMD is sort of, I think, and someone correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if it's true. I think the CMD on Windows is more specifically for historical reasons. It needs to be there because some programs are relying on it, but I could be wrong. All right, so when we click the cemetery, we go to the cemetery. Let's give it a shot. Let's go die in a cemetery. We got an Earth King. that guy's menacing. Yeah, command is sort of like older. It's older, but yeah, it's there because it's useful. But yeah, exactly right, Smab. Thank you so much. All right, we just got killed by the Earth King. We died. Let's go to the forest. Forest is much easier. Ooh, Menaliki. Forest needs a cemetery needs a cemetery background. Yeah. Shh. 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 All right, let's get a cemetery background. I like it. All right, we're gonna add in a new feature here. We also need to show the character's name, not just say character's name, right? Ooh, can I get lucky and beat this guy? I cannot. I'm not gonna get lucky. We do need a cemetery background. All right, respawn. Okay, so we kind of have, we have a thing that does a thing, and there's sort of a game loop that is a thing. So we have a thing that does a thing and is a thing. That's pretty nice. Let's get a cemetery background. I like it. All right. Am I still logged into OpenAI here? Dolly. Dolly, are you somewhere? Hello? All right, 1 second. Let's go see if we can. We're going to generate a cemetery background. Dolly. Maybe I should use Leonardo AI. Hang on. Leonardo AI. I do have an account. Let's try Leonardo AI. Let me log in here. Let me see if I can figure out how to log into Leonardo AI. Have an account. Yes. Give me a moment. Stand by with me, please. We're going to generate Okay, let's see if we can generate. Oh, we won't be able to do a background art here because we need open AI to sort of tiling. Smab, I know it has. There's lots and lots of features. All right, we're gonna use Dolly because Dolly's gonna let me draw, extend my images more easily. Although I could do the base image with Leonardo AI. All right, let's try a base image with Leonardo AI. We're gonna try generating a 1024 by 1024. All right, background scene of a cemetery for what? Apparently my brain wants to spell cemetery that way. Of a cemetery in an adventure game inspired by Dungeons and Dragons digital art. All right, let's try this. See what Leonardo AI comes up with for us, and then we'll upload that to Dolly to adjust and make it bigger. Building, 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 building. Or we can make it tiling. That's an option. Ooh. Ooh, this looks good. Which one of these do people like best for our cemetery? I think I like this one best. That came out gorgeous. Save image as. All right, just give me a second here. Yeah, that came out really, really nice. Well, I'm actually going to be extending it as well, so it's going to be, well, we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. I'm not 100% sure just yet. Let's add this to our AI generated art folder. In our backgrounds, because it does need to sort of get blown up a little bit. I was gonna, in Dolly here, my plan was to use, hang on, give me a second here, I gotta find it. Open editor, yeah. We gotta upload an image over here. My plan was to extend it. Yeah, so then Dolly, we can do the following. So upload this image, and I can say, okay, yes, check. All right, now we're gonna extend this image, and we're just a digital art. And see if it can give us extra space to make our image a little bit wider. Cross stick. This is we used Leonardo AI to generate the initial image, and now I'm using Dolly to extend the image. Right? I like that. So we're gonna use Dolly to make it wider. So our screen is 10, the picture it generated was 1024 by 1024, and I want a picture that is, at least 1920 by 1080, which is like the resolution we're going for. And so this is gonna extend that resolution. Let's see if we can get a better. Don't like that. Ooh, I like that one though. All right, and then we'll extend it on the bottom as well. Yeah. But we're making some good progress today. Like I've said, we have a thing that is a thing at this point. It's a playable thing. It's not a fun thing, but it's a playable thing. We didn't add in levels yet, but that's fine. This is such a like a time saver from a prototyping standpoint. All right, add the last little one in there. And we're gonna download this and use it. But yeah, from a prototyping standpoint, boom, super fast, get it in, get it done, have something that you can do a thing with. I love it. I love it. Got an arm. There we go. All right, we're gonna say this is our background image here. All right, let's get our this back up. Let's add this into our AI generated art. Backgrounds. Let's rename that as cemetery background. And we'll add it into our backgrounds here. And so now we need to do a thing. We sort of need to do a thing where we can specify which background to use in the scene, right? That's not weird. Mentaliki, that's not weird. You don't want to give the internet your phone number so that they can sell it to other people? Yeah, not weird at all. Not weird at all. Not weird at all. I've succumbed a little bit to the idea that all my information exists online, and that's a little scary. The best defense is to have everything be on two-factor authentic. Not necessarily the best defense. A defense, everything is on two-factor authentication, using a password manager to generate passwords, not like just using random. You shouldn't have a password that you remember what it is. It should be a generated password, and you should change that password regularly. But yeah, giving your phone number to Google. I'm one step above that. In fact, I use, you could get a Google phone number. Give in to your Google overlords. Give them all of your information. All right. So now my encounter is going to have a background associated with it. So my encounter builder should have a background. So private. Private string background image ID. Background image ID. And when you construct one of these, you're gonna have to give it to it. Yeah, so it turns out a lot of things don't let you use those types of phone numbers anymore either. I have like a fake phone, like, I don't know, fake phone number. I have like a voice over IP pay-as-you-go phone number, and a lot of places don't accept it. And it's really, really frustrating. All right, this will be our background image ID, like this. And so when we create this, we're gonna have to specify this will be forest, and this one will be cemetery. And we're gonna create a new sprite database. All right, so we're gonna create a new sprite database for our images. So if I go into my prefabs, portrait database, I essentially want to duplicate this. This is going to be our background image database. Background image database. Like this. I'm going to pull that into my main prefab here. And we're going to just get rid of all of these things. And we're going to add in a cemetery and a forest sprite. All right, so we got two. We got forest. And this is in our sprites backgrounds. We got our forest background. Then we have our cemetery background. Like that. And then it sets the image to be that thing. This is an interesting thought. So we need to, excuse me, need a reference in our combat scene. We need to be able to update this background image. I probably need to crop out that other one as well a little bit. We need to reference as a background image, and when this thing boots up, yeah, here's what we do. Create a controller here. We have our combat controller, and in our combat controller, need our background image here. So we're gonna have a private image background image, and this will be serialized, and this comes from the Unity package here, the UI package. We have our background image, and we're going to say when this thing starts, so on awake, our background image, we got to get the sprite associated with it real quick. We actually have to add in a sprite database as well. So this will be a private sprite database. Let's see, is that what I call that? Sprite database from our UI package. Okay, so this should be using Adventure Quest UI. This will also be serializable, so we want to be able to specify it. And so this will be the background database, background image database. And so our background image comes from the following. When we wake up, background image dot sprite is going to be equal to our background image database dot get encounters dot current dot background image ID. All right, so we're going to add that into it. Come here. Encounter builder. So this should be a property. All right, so move property should go after. All right, so public, rename this background image ID. Public get like that. Background image ID dot sprite. All right. Let's see how we did. All right, still have that. All right, so if I go back to town, if I go to my cemetery, I should get my, this isn't gonna work just yet. Hang on, combat. I'm actually kind of amazed that this worked at all because our combat controller doesn't have a background image set yet. So our background image and then our sprite database, this should be our background image, background image database. All right. So I'm amazed that we didn't get an exception, which tells me that this probably isn't working. Let's go back to our town here. Try going to the cemetery and see what happens. It works. All right, so we do have a little bit of a cemetery scene there. Okay, and the behemoth destroys us. All right, and it works in our forest as well. All right, so that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad to add. We have lots of monsters now. Lots is a strong word. We have more than one monster now. We have, you know, a couple monsters, and we cannot kill this slime. All right, our dexterity must be terrible. Let's go to the status screen. Dexterity is like and our strength is terrible too. We just have a bad character here. All right, let's commit. All right, we added in the feature that we just finished to make sure we saved. We did. Feature, add additional locations for combat. That's what we did. J Games on a daily. Thank you so much for the follow. Happy Sunday, my friend. Welcome aboard, as always. Do not hesitate to ask questions if you have them. I'm a computer science teacher. I love taking questions, trying to get people excited and learning about coding and programming. So happy Sunday and welcome aboard. Added additional monsters and an additional location. Cemetery. Rave, thank you so much for the raid, my friend. For anyone who doesn't know, Rave is a real game developer. Rave's making a real game. I am making a fake game. I'm making a fake game. Oh, had to run and shovel. Bummer. Enjoy it though. Enjoy it. Try not to be too tired. Sorry, I don't mean enjoy. Don't enjoy shoveling. Try not to be too stressed out by it. All right, Rave. Anyone who doesn't know, Rave is an awesome 3D artist. Maybe a real artist. It's not a real artist. 3D artist, done some awesome stuff in Blender, making a space trucker game. So real quick, if you're lurking, come on back to the chat. If you're on Twitch here, come on back. Click that little heart button. Find your chat box. Just give Rave a shout out. Give him some love. Don't see right here. See this broken heart? Don't break Rave's heart. Make it a nice full heart. Nice full heart. Give Rave some love. Check him out. This stream, some awesome streams. Learning a ton about Blender from Rave. And also Rave's taught me a lot about Unity as well. So go check him out. You won't be disappointed. I promise. That's the Captain Coder guarantee. Okay, we have just finished, almost just finished this prototype here. We just gotta build it now. Welcome aboard, G. It's so nice to see you, my friend. How's everything going with you? How's the health? How's the recovery? Not necessarily how's the health, but how's the recovery going? All right, we added more monsters, and we had all this framework in place to make it super easy. So if we wanted to add and expand and like do a bunch of more interesting things, it wouldn't be that hard to do. But we just finished our last goal here. We are gonna build this. We're gonna build this. We're gonna deploy this. We're gonna deploy it. I'm excited about this. Let's go into our title screen. All right, so my title screen. Yeah, we got a lot more buttons now. I'm done with the prototype. I'm finished with the prototype. And we're about to build it and deploy it onto a GitHub page. We're gonna deploy it to GitHub pages and people will be able to check it out in reality. All right, so I'm doing a WebGL build. I'm gonna do the title screen, but we're gonna build it here. And we're gonna output to our version 0. Oh, I gotta create a folder called version 0. Version 0.0.0. All right, we're gonna build it. We're happy. While it's building, I'm gonna go get myself another tea. We're gonna be back. We're gonna deploy this to GitHub pages. So if you've never deployed something to GitHub page, we're gonna try. Well, hopefully this will build. We'll see if it doesn't. But we're gonna deploy to a GitHub pages, and then we're gonna be done. We're gonna be done with it. But oh, hang on. Let me cancel this real quick. There's one little setting I gotta change. I gotta change the resolution a little bit, I think. Sorry about that. Oh no. It's always fun when the cancel build takes forever. Player settings. I want to change the resolution. 640 by 480. That's not what we want. We want to use. We're gonna use the default player here. What is a? What would that be? 1280 by 720. All right. So it's gonna be in a web browser, so we don't want 1920. We're gonna change the resolution a little bit. There. Not an untitled 2-day project. Adventure quest. Company. Captain Coder LLC version 0.0.0. There we go. And let's do it. We're gonna build. We're gonna build. I'm gonna go get some more water. I'm almost out of water. I'm gonna get another tea. We're gonna come back. We're gonna deploy it. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. When I get back, when I get back, we are gonna deploy this project as a GitHub page to the internet so anyone can play with it. Anyone can play it. Not that it's super playable, but we'll be back. Hang tight and enjoy some sweet lo-fi in the meantime. All right, we are back. You know, that's a very common question, Working Man. Working Man asks, how do these coffee mugs not make a huge mess dancing around like that? And the real answer is because gravity's not real. Gravity isn't what you think. The Earth is flat, and gravity doesn't apply to them because the Earth is flat. They're special. They're special. Good luck with your ragdolls bio tests. I've never done the ragdolls. They look cool. They look hard to do. All right, so we've built here. When you build a WebGL project, I don't think I selected my starting scene. Oh, I'm gonna have to rebuild this. All right, our title screen has to be the first scene here. Bummer. Bummer, I was hoping to avoid that here. If gravity doesn't exist, why does water pour? Density. That's what a flat Earth person would say. Density. Density. No, I definitely believe the Earth is not flat. The Earth is not flat. I definitely believe in roundness, the roundness of the globe. But I know way too many people that believe the Earth is flat, which is insane to me. There's a lot of evidence that the Earth is not round. Magic, yeah, that's exactly right. OJSinlib, let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. Happy Sunday, my friend. I'm so glad Christy sent you here. We missed Christy. I haven't seen Christy in a while. So nice to have you here. Yeah, so in flat Earth world, and I guess this is political, I shouldn't be talking about this too much. The Earth is a disc and it's surrounded by a giant ice wall. That's Antarctica. But Jason, thank you so much for being here, my friend. Happy Sunday. As always, do not hesitate to ask questions. I love trying to answer people's questions. All right, so when we do Ojace or Ojas. Sorry, I'll go with Ojace. It compiles to a web page here, a website, I guess you'd say. You can't just open this and run it directly. You have to run it as a server. So let's check out what that looks like if I were to run this as a server. Let's have my dice roller here. I'm gonna navigate to that build. Where did the build? CD build. CD version 0. All right. So I can do, if I run this on a web server. So I'm gonna boot up a little web server here. And then open this up. We should be able to test out what the build looks like. All right. So we get this Unity project. All right. Loads up. We got Adventure Quest in the web browser. No worries, Jace. No worries. That's what we're doing. We're learning how to make some stuff. We got this full screen button if we'd like to. All right, so you can go full screen on us. You can create a new character. So we got our character creation screen. All right, so we're gonna name our character here. Someone give me a name. This guy. We're gonna do this guy here. Oh, I gotta name my character first. I meant to roll stats. We're looking for a character name here. 95's good. All right, we need a name. We need a name. Name me. Look at that face. That guy's begging to be named. I believe in you, chat. Hello, Nightwire Studios. Happy Sunday. Thank you for popping in. So nice to have you here. So nice to have you here. All right. No other suggestions? We're going with... Oh, character name has to be at least 2 characters. I know. Ojacinlib. Ojacinlib. Here we go. Nightwire Studios, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. These buttons look massive on the full screen here. Nope, no eds. You have to be Edward or Nedward or Eddard or Eddie. No eds. No eds. At least 3 characters. Any name shorter than 3 characters is not a real name. All right, let's go see. Let's get ourselves equipped a little bit to start out. So we start with a dagger. But let's go get ourselves some armor to start out. We'll get some leather armor. Ooh, leather armor description. There's some laziness. Purchase some leather armor. We're down to 25. Let's get some boots to go with them. All right, let's go equip our leather armor and our boots. And let's go look for trouble in the forest. We've encountered a flaming snowman. Let's see if we can beat up this snowman a little bit. Got him. Snowman's gonna give us an ice bomb and 3 gold. Excellent, excellent. Keep looking for trouble. Let's smack a slime around. Oh, Jace, thank you for the follow, my friend. Ed with a question mark? I think so. I think you could do Ed with a question mark. All right, and I think because we've set it up so that we are storing in the player press, which isn't necessarily the best place to start, but because we're a WebGL project. All right, let's exit full screen. I believe if I refresh the page, I can continue my adventure as my character. So it saves in the web browser, which is super nice. All right. We have a thing that does a thing and is a thing, and it works, kind of, for the most part. But we have a thing, so we've done it. We have this horrible, Unity blue, but we got to leave that in there. That's our nice little signature, so people know that, ooh, this UI was made in Unity. Get our Unity blue there. Pro tip, not so pro tip. Leave that Unity blue in there so people know. Leave that Unity blue in there. That's how people know you're a professional. All right, it did finish building, and it's running in the web browser. We have it here, so we're gonna get this onto GitHub Pages. We're gonna upload it to a GitHub Pages. I'm gonna do a little bit of not sneakiness, but we're gonna get it on GitHub Pages so you guys can play it, check it out. It's not super fun, so I will say it's not. It's a thing that is playable, but isn't necessarily a fun playable. But we're gonna get here, so we can do the following. All right, so in our repository, let's save this. Git add git commit, that's m chore, add title screen as first scene. GitHub Pages is cool. Funnily, G says, funnily, I'm moving my Ludum, I'm assuming that's Ludum Dare games or LD games onto itch instead one day when I'm not procrastinating. Yeah, itch is another great place to put them. I'm not quite ready, I think, to publish it on itch, but we're gonna put it on GitHub Pages. We can do, we're gonna check out a branch called GH Pages. Well, that's not what I want to do. I want to check out, all right, git check out jcolor develop, git status, git branch delete jcolor or GitHub Pages. I want to create like an orphan. So I generated all of my player pictures using DALL-E. Bio posted something in the game channel on Discord. I'm not going to check it just yet. I want to finish this up, but I will check it in a bit. Thank you for sharing. Just so you know, videos don't play well. For some reason, OBS won't let me play videos on the screen that I am screen sharing from. They get all janky. So I apologize for that. Oh, I'll check it though. Okay. All right, what I'm trying to get GitHub Pages. I wanted to create an orphan branch. All right, GitHub git checkout orphan branch. An orphan branch. So it's git checkout orphan branch, and this one's gonna be GH Pages. And we're about to do something real scary. We're gonna close Unity. I should be all committed on my development branch. We're gonna remove everything here. Am I still in my repository? Yeah. So we remove, so our This is... We only want to... All right, so make dir docs. Move, build, version 0 to docs. Oh, it's busy because I have a server running there. Hang on. Kill my server. Okay. So I've put it in docs. So I have a branch. Be able to push some refs. Code get ignore. Can I make a special get ignore for this? I can't. Get status. Modified dice roller. Get reset. Get reset. Get add docs. Okay, there we go. I did something wrong that time, so we're gonna do a get log. What did it? Get commit dash m chore initialize GitHub pages. New origin gh pages. All right, so I've created a new branch called gh pages. This is where my web page is going to be, so to speak, my web page. And I've moved my build folder to be in this docs folder. So this docs folder is going to be the root. Hang on. Oh, there's going to be an issue with this. An issue, I believe. I want to move all of this forward. Get add chore move all components to the... I have trouble using the GitHub like interface. I've only ever really used it through the command line until very, very recently. I actually have a lot of trouble not using it outside of the terminal. Minaliki, thank you so much for hanging out, my friend. Have a beautiful day. Keep coding, keep growing, and as always, you're welcome back anytime. Take care. Thanks for popping in. Move all components to the root directory. Okay. We're gonna move those there. And I believe, all right, I'm gonna do this not on stream. It's on another tab here. I don't wanna show anything on accident on the developer side of GitHub. I'll show you once I have it working. I'll show it though. Adventure quest prototype. This. Yeah, I just want to make sure I don't accidentally show something I shouldn't show. Deploy from GitHub pages, docs. So bear with me for a moment while I rack my brain slightly to get this working. There's one little thing I think I gotta do here. It's building. Okay. It's building. We'll see. We'll see what happens in a moment. But let me show you a little bit about what this is. There is GitHub offers GitHub pages. So I'm on my Adventure Quest prototype page here. I've gone to settings and I've selected pages over here. I'm telling it that I'm going to deploy. There's going to be a website on a website in my repository on the GitHub pages branch, and the root is going to be in the docs folder. All right. It's in the process of building right now. And so now it's finished building. If I come here, it actually loads that page. But there's one little issue, and I think it's that the root of my project, there's one little bug here. The root of my project has this sort of slash in it, and it's sort of expecting it to be at the full root of the overall page. So there's some fix for that I don't remember, but give me a second to figure it out. I've done it before. I've done it in the past. So if you bear with me just a moment longer, we'll be able to deploy it to you, and you'll be able to check it out here in a minute. Alternatively, I could have uploaded it to itch.io, but I'm not ready for the full release, quote unquote full release. There will never be a full release. I'm not quite ready for it to be on itch.io though, is how I'm feeling right now. So give me just a moment here to get this dialed in. Art, my friend, happy Sunday. We are finished. We just finished up with the prototype, and I'm deploying it. I'm in the process of deploying it to the to be accessible on the internet. But there's some caveats on getting that to work. So I'm in the process of doing that now. So I'm not super talkative and on the screen just because I'm dealing with some stuff off screen. There's certain information I don't want to display on the screen itself. But yeah, going really, really well. We have finished the prototype. So it's a playable game. I'm not gonna say it's a fun game, but it's playable. It's playable. You can't win. It's never ending, but it's a thing that does a thing and has some things in it. So if you want to do some things, you can. But thank you. So we made it, day 20. We went a little bit overboard on our scope creep here. But we're gonna go look at how we get this deployed real quick. There's something special I have to do that I can't quite remember. Scope creep is the fun part. That's what I was saying. I was having so much fun doing it. I was having a ton of fun doing it. Let's make sure my settings are correct here. Let's reopen this project. I may not have. That's what draws you in, yeah. Oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe there's a compression issue. Hang on, let's check. I might not have selected all the right options for it to work on GitHub pages. All right, player settings, publish settings, disabled. Yeah, so this should. I'm a little. I'm slightly perturbed. Yes, wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool? What is happening here? We're close. We're close. Maybe I'll put it on my Adventure Quest website real quick. Hang on, let's do it that way, so I know how to get it over there. Open. Let's create a new window here. Bear with me. Bearing. Open recent. Oh, it's on. Yeah, here we go. Wouldn't it be cool if you could take control of an individual units in first person mode? I know there are some real-time strategy games that allow you to do this, but I can't remember their names. Were any of them successful? That's a good question. It's a really good question. I'm not sure. Working man, I haven't, so probably not. That's probably true. One of my favorite, so not a real-time strategy game, but one of my favorite first-person shooter games. Bio, I'm in the middle of working on something, so I'm not going to check it right now. Thank you, though. Thank you. I'm trying to get this thing deployed. Page down here. Create new folder. 9 final version. Right. Create new file. Version.md. Final build. The final build demo. We'll go with final build. All right, here we go. We got to build it. We're gonna have to build it one more time. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm gonna change my player settings back here to 640 by 360. Go to the minimal view here and build. Take all the bears I need. Yeah. I'll take all the bears I need. New. All right. Well, it's building, but I'll check out what you were showing there. All right. Let's see. Bio says check the games. All right. What am I looking at? All right, Bio, tell us what we're looking at here. What am I seeing? Oh, it's this is an animated picture. Yeah, so like I said, I cannot, it like doesn't let me, it has, oh, here we go. What are we seeing here? Is this ragdoll physics just applying too much force to it? Trying to put some force on it and applied too much. So we got this. I'm gonna add this into my demos. Open in, nope. Open, reveal in File Explorer. Demos version 0 here. Move that over and rename this to final build. All right. It went up. Gotcha. Yeah, working with physics is super challenging, especially to debug because it's not necessarily your physics engine. Final version. Thumbert Games, my friend, happy Sunday. So nice to have you. Real quick, while this is building and deploying, I got to give a few shout outs here. We got a shout out to Art. Awesome. Fabulous streamer, fabulous game developer, creating a first-person shooter. Not first-person, it's a swords and sorcery themed first-person hack and slash. So there's shooter hack and slash. All right. So definitely give it, go take a moment while that's up there on the screen. Pull up your chat, hit that little heart button. Go check out Art's stuff. Art's a real game developer, making a real game. I'm just hacking together some stuff. No, I'm not making a real game. I'm prototyping a game for my class. I'm not a game developer. I'm just a programmer. I'm a wannabe game developer. Art's the real deal. Check it out. Beautiful artwork, beautiful stuff going on over there. And then Thumbert Games, who just showed up. Thumbert Games. It's gonna make me wait a minute before I can do a shout out for you real quick. But Thumbert Games, thank you so much for hopping in here. Thumbert Games is also a real game developer. You got to check out Thumbert's stream as well. But yeah, If you would like to post a link to anything art, please do so. I'm sure people would like to check it out. Awesome stuff. And Thumbert Games as well. If you'd like to post a link to anything you're working on, please do so. In the chat, I'm going to check, did I get this deployed properly yet? Of course. It's deploying, GitHub. Yeah, we're wrapping up here. We've made some awesome progress. I'm super happy. This is over on deploying. All right, and so we have it up. We have sort of our final build up here. So if anyone wants to go check it out, we've got our final build over here. Doesn't explain anything, but we have it up on a website. I went ahead and put it on my adventurequest.captaincoder.org website so you can check it out. If you want to learn how to make a game like this, keep checking back in. Captain Coder's Adventure Quest. We're going to be putting together sort of a project here. We got up to the character creator right now, if you wanted to go and get the character creator, but creating a shop, we're going to be adding in stuff here to learn how to make it. But that's it for today a bit. I'm going to wrap up tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be starting on a new project. If my health continues. I'm having a little bit of a sore throat started coming in last night. I still have it today. Talking doesn't seem to bother me though. So if I'm still feeling well enough tomorrow, I'm gonna start on my next project, which is gonna be a Sky Roads clone essentially. So my third project is going to be a physics-based 3D platformer. That is essentially a clone of this game here, Sky Roads, in which you take the role of a spaceship, not even a spaceship, it's like a space racer, right? And so physics get applied to you. There's sort of bouncing happening. So I want to make a game in the vein of Sky Roads for my students to implement using 3D and physics. So checks for collisions, that sort of stuff. So if you're interested in this type of game, we're going to be starting this tomorrow. So don't hesitate to come on back now, you hear. This is for, I teach at a middle school. So these are ages 10 to 14. I think in my class, my youngest student is 10. They're actually one of the best programmers in the class too. But my plan is to release the project same way I'm doing with my Adventure Quest project. As I write it up, the write-up will be released online. It'll probably be at whatever I end up calling the game. I don't know what to call it. Sky Roads feels a little bit bad, but I'm gonna put it online. It'll be a class project like this. It'll probably be called Captain Coder's Sky Racer or Space Racer, something along those lines. But it will be published and released online when I finish the project write-up. But we're starting work on that tomorrow. We're starting work on it tomorrow to figure out what it's doing. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited about this. In fact, some people, before I started doing I can't play this game and talk at the same time. Before I started working on my prototype for this project, for Adventure Quest, I'd actually planned on starting the 3D physics game at the beginning of January, but didn't. But this ended up taking much longer than I thought. But yeah, so we've made it here. It's been a beautiful morning. So happy to have everyone here hanging out with me. It's been lovely. But I guess I'm sort of out of tasks. I'm out of tasks to do at this point, and I think it'd be good to rest my voice a little bit, just because I do have a little bit of a sore throat going on. It's not too bad. But we're gonna stop here. I'm gonna find someone to raid. But thank you so much everyone for being here, and anyone who made it all the way to the end here, saw the finishing of the adventure quest. We're gonna go ahead and give everyone here. We just reached a major milestone. 250 points to the class. 250 points to the class. Thank you everyone so much for hanging out with me. It's been wonderful. I had a lovely time. As always. Yeah, you made it just in time, Thumber Games. Usually I stream much longer on the weekends, but not today since we finished up. Let's find someone to raid. Let's find someone to raid here. Let me get... you're welcome. It's my pleasure to stream. This streaming is so much fun. I have so much fun doing it. We're gonna go raid Moonniz. All right, we're gonna give Moonniz a raid here. Moonniz is a Unity game developer. Moonniz is also one of those real game developers. So we're gonna go raid Moonniz. But thank you everyone so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out. It's been super fun. Thanks for watching me all the way through day 20. We made it to day 20. But as always, keep coding, keep growing, keep working on those skills, and you're welcome back anytime. Take care now.